Hey guys, this is Jason
This
Douglas.
is Adam MacArthur, voice of Yuji Itadori.
This is Derek Snow, the voice of Shinra Kusakabe.
This is Phil Parsons, voice of Kenny the Ripper Ackerman.
It's Merc Nguyen. You're watching Voice of the Heroes. Take it away, Flea Boy.
What's good, everybody? You already know who it is and what it is. And if you don't, it's the one and only one, Flea Boy Jetson. And if you're tuning in for the first time, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, click that notification bell so you can be notified for upcoming interviews and discussions with your favorite heroes and villains from around the world. And today on Voice of the Heroes podcast, we got a very special guest. And he's been in shows and games like Smite, Pokemon Masters, Rogue Company, Mobile Suit Gundam, Hell's Paradise, Street Fighter 6, The Deep State, The Red Ranger Becomes an Adventurer in Another World, Sandland, and recently you can currently catch him in My Hero Academia, Vigilantes. Let's welcome Mike Smith to the show. How you doing, my brother?
Hey, what's good? How goes?
Hey, appreciate you for joining us. So this most likely will come out for Juneteenth. So shout out to everybody out there partying and celebrating. Just make sure you know do everything responsibly. We're gonna talk a lot about diversity in this episode. You know, we're gonna throw it in there. We kind of talked off the scene, y'all, about throwing it in there. So what does diversity mean to the voice acting world? Because before, you know, it was a lot different back in the day. You know, there wasn't too many roles for African American male or women. You know, you had your voice actors like maybe Phil Lamar, Keith David, things like that. But so let's talk about how the growth has been when it comes to diversity in these characters.
Well, so like from my limited perspective, I've only been in the industry for like 5 years now, so I don't know the breadth of it. But from what I hear from like other voice actors and whatnot, and just from what I've noticed, like since I've been in it, it's been growing. I think the biggest problem isn't that there's not enough diversity within like voice actors being available to come and do the jobs. It's that the works that we're working on still just don't have a lot of diverse characters in them. It's like I'll get sides for like a video game coming out or something, or for like an anime coming up, and it's like, and you'll see the sides, and it's like white, black, white, and I'm like, okay, well, can we just? I thought of the idea of maybe like before characters are cast and whatnot, just put out the character brief and be like, you know, anybody can audition for these, and then in the back end they'll like create the character along with the voice and whoever's gonna be voicing it or whatever. But I mean, I guess that's too much work. But at least we're getting people that are getting cast in these roles. We're getting a lot more diversity. There's a lot of, you know, I see a lot of black and brown and AAPI voice actors, trans, gay voice actors talking about like the roles that they get online all the time. So it's good. It's looking nice, but we still have a lot of people getting roles for like the character is diverse and the person voicing them is not. So there's still work on that needs to be done on the casting end of things. But I mean, from what I know in my limited time in it, it's getting better, so that's good.
Yeah, I have seen that. Like you see more diverse casting when it comes to animes, which is very good, even though the characters don't like really match the voice actors, but still in all, it's great to see that more and more blacks, whites, Asians are getting these roles because you know I feel like it brings a different element to the show. Now, did you ever have to, you know, kind of like, you know, go away from who you are to voice a character that was a different race?
No, I've not like done any characters that I can think of that weren't just like either just like non-ethnically charged or like a robot or something. Like I've done stuff like that, but like I don't think I've ever done like any character from any like culture or something that I don't represent. Not that I know. Other than like, because like you were talking about anime. If we think about anime, the creators of anime say that, oh, all these characters are Japanese. So like, unless we're getting every character in anime voiced by Japanese voice actors, there's going to be some people taking liberties with like, I'll be playing this character, I'll be playing this character, stuff like that in anime. So anime is a little different, but I'm not like going out for Ken Masters in Street Fighter as a black dude. Like, it's not, I'm not doing that, but
Yeah.
you know.
Also, I want to talk about, you know, the representation of blacks in anime, right? So, you know, back in the day, man, oh man, was there a lot of heat the way they used to draw African American characters. I believe the animation and the drawing for those characters have been represented a lot better since then.
Oh, for sure.
And since then, who do you feel like right now will be your top 5 black anime characters?
Man.
And
I
would
think
you
it's
put
like-
Piccolo in there? Because they say
Piccolo is number one,
got
of
that
course.
black
Piccolo
Air
black.
Force
Yeah,
energy.
Piccolo black. Yeah. For sure on that. But like, I think that, like you said, the just the depiction of black characters in anime has been getting so much better. Because, you know, like back when we were younger, anime come out with a black dude, he be looking like this, and he'd be the loudest. He's got dreads, and I'm gonna fight everybody. It was something like that. And I'm like, but yeah, like it's gotten a lot better, but it's gotten a lot better on the creator side. But on the fan and the consumer side, we still have the problems with people like, oh, why he black, character not black, why voice actor black, don't like. And like, we still get that like every single day, man. We still get people getting run off of social media because, oh, black person voicing character in my anime, not in my anime. And like, we still have like the fandom still bucking that a lot. And it's not very helpful. Like, what just recently happened was, I think they were talking about, they showed some like screens from season 3 of One Punch Man that's coming out. And like one of the characters is a black dude. And like back when One Punch Man, the comic was made, it was like, it was a black dude. It was this dude. And so the artist went back and was like, yeah, we heard that this isn't good, so we fixed it, and it just made him look like a regular character. And you know, black folks are like, oh, this is dope, man. Yeah, that's a real good fix of that. And there's a segment of the anime community that was like, oh, they're causing them to change it for DEI reasons and blah blah blah. It's so woke, everything's woke. And I'm just like, it's all those problems are still existent, man. They're still here.
Yeah, and I feel like we're living in 2025, and these are issues that we shouldn't even be dealing with at this time of age. There's so much more people should worry about than, you know, the way a character is designed.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's messing with the community right now. But let's get to it, man. Let's talk about Vigilantes, man. I'm excited for this one.
Vigilantes is dope.
Yeah, and My Hero Academia is his first spinoff. It's officially here, and we got to meet your character in the first couple of episodes. Tell us a little about him and your initial reaction when you found out you was joining the My Hero universe.
So I've been in My Hero before as just like some side characters and whatnot here and there. But like, this is my first time I auditioned for something and I got in. So I play Moyuru Tochi, one of the 3 like roving gang members that are kind of just cooling around Naruhara. And so him and Wrapped and Sochi, I think is his name. I forgot.
Don't kill us in the
I forgot the
comments.
other brother's name. But yeah, I know. But yeah, so those 3 just hanging around, roving around town. They got got into the trigger nonsense right in the first episode, and so but there'll be ongoing characters throughout the series, just kind of popping up here and there, talking about what's going on in the areas and whatnot. So it's cool. It's cool to have like a little recurring character that's going to be just part of the world and in the smaller scheme of Vigilantes versus the big My Hero Academia. So it's cool to have that going on. And like you said, you're not caught up on it, but like
yeah, I'm on like the third, fourth episode.
Yeah, so there's stuff that's coming up that'll be like fun with like, and you'll see how it plays into My Hero Academia as it goes forward, and it's cool. It's a cool show. Like if you haven't read the manga either.
Nah, man, I'm not a manga reader, reader.
Yeah.
I'm strictly dub anime. I know, chat.
Strictly
Y'all
dub,
get on me
okay.
all the time, but that one makes it so appealing to me, right? Because I did read the manga for Solo Leveling, and then when the series came out, don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed it, but it's like I knew everything that was coming, everything that was happening, and it kind of, in the responses I was seeing online, and it made me think, like, imagine if I would have seen this for the first time.
Yeah,
the
for the
reaction
first
I probably
time.
would've got. It would have been a lot more. But going off to something you said, right, follows my next question. My Hero final season is approaching. It's scheduled to be released in October. And unfortunately, we got to say goodbye to all the characters that's currently, in the show that we love and know. But what are some characters that you would like to see appear in a season of Vigilantes?
Characters that I would like to see appear in Vigilantes, like I think most of them already. I won't go forward because there's a lot that show.
Oh,
throughout the
some
manga.
things. Some things.
But it's like it's cool to see the teachers from My Hero Academia before they were teachers and how they were just like cooling around town and doing stuff. So I'll just say whoever they want to put in the show throughout Vigilantes would be cool to see them as the younger version of themselves before they blew up and became heroes and the whole hero society started and stuff. So that's all I want to see. That's all the fun stuff.
And you know what I love about My Hero, right? And even just looking at the casting and things like that is that there's so much room to grow in that community, in that show, because you can play one hero and then come back as somebody else.
Yeah.
I done seen it so many times with so many different voice actors.
Yeah.
So now that you're already established as one character, who knows, Mike? We may get to see you as somebody else in the
Hey,
future.
for sure. That's what happens all the time, man. That's what happens in like lots of long running shows. Some people are gonna play different stuff. Like I'm in One Piece all over the place, and then I'll be in Elbaf too, and then I'm gonna try and get some more stuff when that arc launches. And so like My Hero's the same. Some people will play different characters like season 1, and then season 4 comes up and they got something else. And then that's with the long running shows, we get a lot of work to do a lot of different things, which is fun.
What's been your favorite one to work on thus far?
Which anime?
Yeah, like recurring, like they just, hey, Mike, come in. We need you to do a grunt or some growls or.
those are the funny ones, man. When they just call and they're like, hey, we need you to come in, and I get into the booth, put on the headphones, and they're like, okay. All right, have a good day. And I'm like, oh, all right, that's it.
They really call you in for that?
Sometimes you got to do it. Like sometimes it's just like you're just going in and doing an effort. Sometimes you're just going in. Yeah, I went in yesterday for a show that I'm on in this season, and it was 2 lines, and I'm like, okay, bye. So it's like it's fun to sometimes, because they're doing episode by episode, that you just go in and you'll be like, all right, I'm ready to work. And they're like, all right, here's your line. And you say the line, and then they're like, all right, we're done for the day. And you're
And do they pay you based off the amount of work you do, or is it like a set rate? Like, say for instance, like whether it's 1 line or 20 lines, you get paid a set price.
It depends on like who you like get the work through. Some people get set amounts. Some people are paid by like 15, 30-minute increments, whatnot. Some people have like set values, whatever they go in, they get this amount, no matter how many lines they got. So it differs person to person. And I book all my Crunchyroll stuff through my agent, so like they just do all that. I don't
Oh, okay, cool. You also voiced a character, Supreme Commander Bred, in Sandland series and the video game.
Yeah,
Now the video game I think came before the series a couple of years ago, right?
the game launched first. Yeah.
What was the biggest difference between voicing that character in those two projects?
So the biggest difference was like just technically speaking, like with the game, we're recording it all at once. So we're doing the whole damn thing just straight up. Like, oh, can I say damn? Like, we're doing.
No, you're all right. You're fine. Rock out.
Yeah, so we're doing the whole thing straight up. So it's like 4-hour sessions, like 3 hours here, there, whatever, whatnot. So it's like the sessions are a lot longer. And then with the anime, it was like, okay, we're doing 2 episodes. All right, and then we'll go back out, and then we'll come back and we'll do 1 episode, and then we go out, and then we come back and do 1. So it's like, just technically speaking, it was harder to do the game because we're like, we're going hours. So your voice might get like a little, you might be like, I need a little break a little bit. but with regards to just like, it wasn't really difficult once you get into the character, like you're ready to go and you know where you're going with it. Then it's just making sure to hit the lines. And the anime is always going to be harder because you have to do the timings and the lip flaps and all that stuff. Make sure you're on time with the beeps and everything. And with the game, you're a little freer because they can match you to what's going on and just slap you in it and then have it adjusted to that. So the game is a little freer with doing the actual voicing. The anime, you've got to match with a lot of technical stuff and do that way.
And I'm low key let you off the hook, right? Because I forgot, but I just remembered you gotta give me that top 5 list.
Top 5 of My Hero characters?
No, black anime characters.
Oh, black anime characters. Shit.
We forgot about that. I know the chat is like, bro, where'd the list go? I ain't even talking about it.
You already said number 1, Piccolo.
Piccolo's
number 1. We could him. I don't know who else would I say did you ever watch Tenjo Tenge? You know Bob Makuhari, the big black dude with dreads. He did like capoeira and stuff. He was dope.
I don't think I've seen that one. I might have to check that one out.
Yeah, that's old. That's old stuff. I would say Killer B, of course.
Shout out
Killer B, that dude.
Yeah, shout out Killer B, man. He was that guy, man.
Killer B is that dude, man.
hey, complete honesty.
Sasuke
got saved by plot armor.
For real, 100%.
Plot armor saved
Sasuke
him,
was donezo.
Yeah, he was him and his little team.
Done.
He was getting smoked.
Yeah, he was getting bodied, but yeah, Killer B was on it. Dude, he taking notes the whole time. It was like, oh, let me wrap some stuff. Hold on. Let me finish this line real quick.
Yeah, Killer B definitely top 5.
Yeah. Let's see. That's 3. Damn. Who else we got? Damn.
There's one I got in mind. I'm surprised you ain't saying.
Who?
At the Afro Samurai.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's an easy one though. Like if you say like Afro or you say Yasuke, that's like.
Those are pretty easy. What about you?
I'm trying to think of other ones. Like Yoroichi's cool.
Bleach got a lot, and you know what? I kind of respect Bleach because they do got a lot of black anime characters. Now that I'm thinking about it,
they got a lot of diverse characters in general. Like Chad is what, Mexican or South American?
I think
Chad,
so.
Yeah. So they got a lot of. I mean, the whole damn Heckle arc is all Espadas. Everybody speaking Spanish in that movie. So like, I mean, so they popped off with a couple things, but I don't know who else would be my favorite black characters. Like,
I'm trying to think.
What's his name from Fire Force that Ray Hurd plays? I don't remember his name.
Oh, I know you. I know you talking about. He got the joint on his eyes.
Yeah,
He's kind of fire. Yeah, I do like him. And big shout out to Ray Hurd, man. He was on the
Yeah.
show before. Man.
Ray's the dude.
Great guy, man.
I'll tell you, like every time I see him at Crunchyroll, I'm like, hey, what's up, Ray? And he's, if you've ever met him in person, he's 6'10".
He
And,
told me I didn't believe him at
yeah.
first. He's like, yeah, I'm
6'10".
6'10". I'm like, damn.
Yeah, but and I'm 6'8", so I'm like, I'm used to being the big dude, and then he comes up and he's like, hey, what's up, man? I'm like, get out of here, Ray, man. Get out of my area, man. I ain't trying to talk to you right now. But let me think. I guess one other would be, do you remember Promised Neverland?
Man, what?
Crone?
Oh,
the old lady? Yeah, she was wild, but she was a cool
She was
character,
official.
man.
She
I
was
love that
official. And I'm not
character.
even going to lie. That is one anime that really dropped the ball on the second season.
Oh,
The
yeah.
first season was
My
a
God,
masterpiece.
man.
Was
The
amazing.
first season was immaculate. It
Yeah,
was so good.
It was one of the first animes that I turned on the TV. My friend recommended it to me. I watched episode 1 and it was over. I ended up watching the whole series straight through.
I ran
Like,
the whole series too, man.
man, that was a good one. All right, now we're going
And
to
then-
switch
wait,
gears
wait.
a little bit.
I was gonna say the fifth one though was I can't remember her name, but you know, old girl from Hunter x Hunter that put hands on Kilo trying to get into the house.
joint, she had like the butler suit on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's
yeah.
badass,
She's
man.
fire, dude. I can't
Yeah,
remember
she
her
was
name.
dope.
I
She
can't
was
remember
dope.
her name, but she was dope. Yeah.
Yeah, she was a dope one, man. Let us know in the comments if you remember her name. And they did her filthy too, man, in that joint, man. We're not gonna talk about it. If you know, you know. I don't want to give you no spoilers for Hunter x Hunter, but they did her filthy. But let's switch gears to another character that, you know, means something to me because this franchise means something to me. And for those who've been following me on social media, on Twitch, YouTube, on my video game channels, you know, I play a lot of this game. It's called Rogue Company. It's a third-person shooter type game. I loved it when it came out. I was a glitch main. And the reason why I loved it so much because most of my friends all played it. So we would sit there and, you know, do custom matches all day and talk stuff to each other.
Yeah.
and it would just be amazing. We would literally have a lot of fun playing that game. And you voice Cannon from Rogue Company. What was the process like creating the voice for that character and the audition?
I'll tell you, like, to start off though, like, Cannon's one of the first big roles I ever got, like just getting into voiceover, and that's still one of probably my favorite role I've ever done still so far. Like, the process was, they sent out the audition sides and they were like, this is a big dude. So the background was he's from like the Midwest. He was from Missouri, loves barbecue. He wants to be an 80s action star, and he wanted to like do all this stuff, and he's just really loud and boisterous. And I was like, oh, that's me, except I'm not from like Missouri or whatever, and it was just like, they said, we want him to sound like, just think of Terry Crews in a game. I was like, okay, cool. So I just went with that. And I sent in the audition. I had no idea what I was doing back then. Like I was auditioning, and I sent 5 different takes from all the auditions. Never do. Hey, if you're listening and you want to get in voiceover, never do that. Never.
Hey,
do
it worked
that.
for you.
Terrible
though.
idea. It works because they heard the first one, and when I got into the session, the writer was like, "Hey, we heard the first audition you didn't even need to listen to the rest of the stuff. It was night and day, no comparison to all the rest of the auditions. You were 100% this character." I was like, whew, thank God. All right. But yeah, do not do 5. Do not send in 5 reads for an audition, please God. But yeah, it was just, I thought of Terry Crews, you know, just put in that, like the Terry Crews voice kind of area. And I'm really loud and boisterous anyway. So I was just like, let me just do that and just do it how I want to do it, and just kept throwing stuff. And I was like, oh, it'd be fun to say this way. And I just kind of went with it. And it really was just, it was something that was perfect for me at that time. So it wasn't very difficult at all. It was just so much fun because I'm like, man, 80s action movie, big black dude likes barbecue. I was like, let me just do, oh man, I love this stuff, man. Oh, you ain't nothing but roast beef. I was like, yeah, it was cool, man.
That's awesome.
It was very easy, yeah.
Now, Rogue Company has some amazing lore behind it with their characters. They
Rogue
have
Company,
like
yeah.
trailer for their DLC, stuff like that. They got a nice little story background for them, and the cutscenes are amazing. My question to you is, what do you think about a live action or an animated series? Do you think it'll be good, or you think it would be, a risk to take?
I think that, like, I always think about it from the other direction. Like, I think anything would be good if it had good writing and backing behind it. Like, you can make anything good. Like, there's so many things out right now that's just like, man, who would want to see that? And then it turns out great. Like, what in gaming right now, Clair Obscur, right? Like, big RPG that's out right now. People are like, oh, that's not going to be good. On paper, this sounds terrible, blah, 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 blah. And companies and studios are like, this isn't going to work. And then they're just like, okay. So they put the time into the story, developing the characters and the graphics and the gaming and all this stuff. And it's like bestseller game of the year right now. So like anything can be good if you put the time and the effort into making it good. So could a Rogue Company, I would probably say, I would like to see if they were going to do anything. I don't know. I don't know what adaptation I would want to see. Because like the Fallout adaptation was good, like Arcane's good, but I don't know if I would want it to go like live action series or animated series or just like a Rogue Company movie. I'd probably say like, if anything, like a live action series would be fun, but an animated series would probably be better. So if they do anything, I'd watch an animated series of it for sure.
Yeah, I think an animated series would be dope if
Yeah.
they got, the backing and like you said, the story was really good. I think a movie could really excel. Like I'm still waiting on, the Rainbow Six kind of sequel that Michael B. Jordan started to do with Remorse.
Yeah.
Like he teased it towards the end of the movie, and it's like, okay, you teased us for a Rainbow Six type thing, and Rainbow Six Siege, man, their characters are
Siege
pretty.
is still rolling, man.
Yeah, man,
Damn.
it's iconic. So I still want to see what that's gonna do. But I would be all for a Rogue Company, anything, even a comic book. That would
Oh
be
yeah,
pretty
comic
dope.
book would be dope.
Yeah,
If they
like a
just did
comic book
series. Yeah.
that I think that would be pretty dope. Now, when you're building your character's voice, right, for anything, whether it be, for original animation, I know you really don't get to do too much when it comes to the dubbing sequence because they already have like something already in mind that they want you to do. But where do you start when creating a voice? Is it the attitude of the character, the tone, the design, or is it something else entirely?
I'm like my kind of like style is I need to see it, whether it be like visually see it or in my head, I need to see the character. So if the character doesn't have like a picture of something, if like sometimes you'll get sides and it'll just be the words that you're saying for the lines. So I'm like, I have to go and find a picture that I'm like, oh, this looks like maybe what this character would be from the description that I got. So I have to like see that first. And then I kind of develop the voice to match this picture. And then I'll like read through the sides in that voice until I get it to a place where I'm like, oh, I'm just talking as this character now. And then I can go and do the read. So like I have to see it first in either my head or I have to see the picture that they gave me and then I go that way. So
A question that just popped in my mind when you was talking, right? Did you ever just suddenly, whether it be at the drive-through, like get into one of your character voices out of nowhere, like like turning the kid in at McDonald's drive-through?
No, I've never done that, but you know, I'm that annoying dude that when I'm around like all my friends and we're gaming or something and a character says something, I'm the annoying dude that's always mimicking the lines from every character that's saying something, and everybody around me is like, "Shut up, we heard them say it, shut up." And I'm like, "Nah, I gotta say it again. You might have missed it, let me say it again." And then I was like, I'm always mimicking characters from like anime that I'm listening to or games that I'm playing or whatever. I'm always mimicking what I hear. So I don't do it I don't like go out in public and start just dropping lines or whatever. But I do it a lot when I'm at home or playing something or like watching anime or whatever.
Yeah, I was thinking like subconsciously, like would that ever happen to a voice actor? Like just taking your order, you're like, yeah, let me get a number 2.
Let me get a number 9, 2 number 7s, a number 6 with extra dip. I don't remember what the lines were exactly, but yeah.
But what's been the longest recording session you ever done, and how did you survive it?
The longest one I did was Rogue Company. Actually, that one was 4 straight hours. Because we did the base character first, and then we did the Santa skin directly after it. So it was 4 straight hours back to back of just running it. And it was normally, if you're doing a character like that, or if you're doing a session like that, you'll break it up and you'll do like an hour, take a break, do another hour, then you might come back for another session or something. But like I said, with Canon, it was just basically me just being myself. I just changed my voice a little to be the Terry Crews like they were listening to, and it wasn't difficult for me. So I was just like, we would go an hour and a half, and they'd be like, "You need a break?" I'm like, "No, let's go, man. You guys ready? We can keep going. I'm good." And so we keep going, and they're like, "All right, it's been 2 hours. You want a break?" I'm like, "I mean, if you guys want a break, I got water right here. I'm good. We can just keep going." And then we just kept going. And but that was the longest session, like the longest straight up session I've done with anything. Like other games I've done or whatever have been like 3 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour here and there, whatever. But yeah, that's the longest session that I did. Yeah.
Oh, that's phenomenal to know. So you really went through that session, huh?
Like it was. I'll tell you. Since then, I've never had something that just came so naturally to me that I just breezed through it like that. Like Rogue Company, just being canon was just something that I just felt so comfortable in.
Man, I would love to see an animated show get announced and you get the role.
It'd be cool, man.
Man, that would be awesome, man. Hey, Rogue
cool.
Company, make it happen,
Hey,
man.
I'm here,
I could
man.
do the support, I would do.
I'm here,
Now,
man.
every hero has an origin story, so we're gonna get into yours, right? What started your career in voice acting, and also, a lot of people try mimicking other characters, when they're younger, in their younger years. It be Bugs Bunny or whoever. Who was that character for you, and what started your voice acting career?
Shit, that was every character for me, man. I used to, we used to have Saturday morning cartoons. I'd wake up and watch everything, and I'd be doing everything all day, every day. And then I used to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Fern Gully on repeat all the time. And I would say every line, doing every character, blah, 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 all the time, over and over again. Drove my mom crazy. But so like that, I've always done that my whole life. So there wasn't one like single character that I would do that for. It was just everything. I was always doing it. But the thing is, like I said, I've only been doing voice acting for 5 years. I'm one of those people that's like, oh, I didn't even think that was a job. I mean, it's obviously a job, but you never think about it, right? So I'm just going through life and whatever, and just, doing my thing. And I was like talking to a friend of mine, and he said, have we ever tried doing this voice acting thing? And I said, no, it looks cool, but I mean, what do we do with that? Like, what is that gonna do? And we just tried it out. It was like, this will just be something fun we could do, hang out, try it out, see if it's cool, whatever. You know, maybe do like a video game or something one day. I was like, okay. So we just kind of stumbled into it, me and a friend of mine. He didn't stick with it, but I stuck with it, and I started making money doing it. And but my background is government work. I worked government for like ever. I've always just been a government worker. But as you know, in the U.S., our government ain't too good. So I got out of that, and I was making money doing voiceover. So I was just like, let me see if I can make this work full time. And
What do you remember your first gig?
my very first gig was this. Do you know? So apartment complexes have these like virtual walkthrough tours. And I did one of those. That was my very, very first gig. It was like, welcome to the something townhome apartments. And you go turn right, and you can see the vista from the blah, 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 something, all that stuff. That was my very first voiceover gig. And I was like, wow, I got paid to just talk about someone's apartment complex. Man, let me try and do this some more. And
Hey,
I
that's
kept
where the
doing it,
low
yeah.
key the money at too, like commercials and
Yep.
like you booked something
Commercials and
like
industrial
that,
stuff.
man.
Yep.
And audiobooks too. Like audiobooks is definitely something.
Audiobooks are you'll hear a lot of voice actors are either they like doing audiobooks or they'll never do an audiobook again.
Because
Because
the
it's
work is
just
crazy.
the
It's a
work is
lot.
crazy. So some audiobook creators have started saying like, we'll do the editing, please. You just read it. We'll do all the back end work. You just do the reading and the voicing, because like voice actors don't want to sit and okay, I'm gonna read this for 7 hours and then I'm gonna take the ratio is if you read an hour of audiobooks, it's gonna take you 3 hours to edit it all correctly.
Whoa.
So it's, I mean, that it varies by person, of course, but man, when I first started doing audiobooks, it was definitely that ratio. And I was like, man, I can't with this.
Yeah, that just
It was
sounds
a lot
crazy.
of work, man. But I mean, but as you get better at it, that goes down and whatnot. But then if you have somebody editing it and doing it in the background, you don't even have to worry about that. But audiobooks just isn't for me.
Nah, I respect it, man.
Yeah.
There's something I wanted to talk about, right? You was
Mm.
talking about Saturday morning cartoons. That's what it was, right? And you brought back so many great memories.
Oh yeah,
What
man.
was your favorite three? What was your top three Saturday morning cartoons?
Man, so like this was back like at the heyday of like animation and cartoons and stuff. This is when the Sci-Fi Channel had anime and all that stuff too. So like I'd say my favorites were, of course, like I would say Darkwing Duck was my number one probably. I love Darkwing Duck, man.
I think they was talking about a remake of that
They
somehow.
they
or
were a
something
while
like.
back, I think, yeah, but I
I
don't
wonder
know
what happened to
with it.
that.
But so Darkwing Duck for sure. Uh, Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy was.
Yeah, that joint was crazy. I ain't even
I
gonna
love
lie.
Ren and Stimpy, man. And then I mean, it was always different. There's like Rocco's Modern Life.
That was
There
my
was like
joint
Cat
too. I love the
Dog. There
video
was all
game.
the
The
stuff. Yeah,
game
all
that came
that.
out for it, that was my
Mhm.
joint.
And there was like the OG Turtles cartoon.
Oh
Like
man, I
that.
was a huge turtle fan, man.
Turtles,
Huge.
yeah, Turtles was good. Gargoyles, you remember Gargoyles?
Oh, I
That show
think
was,
that's still, in
oh
my
man,
opinion, one of Keith David's best performances.
oh yeah,
Live, his dialogue
Goliath,
and
yeah.
was amazing.
But that's the thing though too. It's like Keith David is an amazing actor, but Keith David is an amazing actor that gets amazingly written characters and like the scripts work really well and stuff like that. So I'm always like, we love the voice actors, but we gotta give props to the writers and the creators,
Hmm.
the producers, and
As I was
everybody
saying,
too.
that dialogue for Goliath was amazing.
Every time he talked to Xanatos, I was like, oh man, they about to fight. Xanatos is like, I'm not fighting. I've already won. I'm like, oh
Yeah, man, I
damn, it's so
rewatched
good,
it.
man.
And the reason why I know the dialogue is so good because as a kid you probably wouldn't remember it, but I just rewatched it. It's funny we talking about this. Like I want to say 2 months ago. And I was like, oh, I seen it on the Disney Channel or something. I said, let me just watch this. There's nothing else on. And the first couple of episodes, I was like, my God, who was writing this? Like, was this really for kids? Like, and it was a kind of a dark themed cartoon, something like the Batman animated series was.
Yeah, the animated. Oh, Batman.
Yeah, that was amazing
series
too.
is
Kevin Conroy killed that.
Absolutely.
My next, well, not my next question, because my next question are universal questions. And well, no, I got one more question for you before we get into the universal questions. What do you think about them bringing back Saturday cartoons, like releasing anime or popular shows on Saturday mornings? Do you think that will work in this time and age?
The only reason I don't is because, like, we just have to think, like, with the way that our country has developed, TV is literally going out and everyone only watches streams or like YouTube or they're on the internet or whatever. And kids nowadays are just, parents are like, hey, here's a tablet, go away. And kids are just on a computer all day, every day. So like, I wish it would, because like, I feel bad that kids grow up in this time where they don't get to see all these cool different shows that they can be like, oh, I want to, like, I love this show. I agree. Like, I watch Hey Arnold and I see myself in these characters doing all this stuff, or like, oh, this is really funny. And this is going to be something that I remember all throughout the rest of my life that happened in like an episode of Cat Dog or something. And it like, they'll never have that because it's just, you got to get on
really
TikTok, man.
unfortunate.
You got to get on TikTok, or you got to get on Instagram Reels, or there's none of that anymore. That whole culture is gone. So like, I wish it would come back. I wish something like that would happen. Like I was out in LA when they were like closing the Cartoon Network studio. I was like, this is
Man,
a shame.
that's-
Man. It's such a shame.
Yeah, that is definitely a shame. But the reason why I say that, right, because I don't know how you consume your media. We could talk, or how you like to consume your media. We'll talk about that in a second, whether you like binging or like, the weekly type thing. But say shows that really hit big, like every time they came out, people was talking about it. You have a couple of shows that was like that, like, well, not animated, but shows like Game of Thrones. Every Sunday, people are sitting there waiting for that show to come on because they know HBO is gonna air it at like 9, 8 o'clock. And
there were whole events. You saw like, if you ever looked online, there were like bars would open and just have a big screen or like a projector and they're showing Game of Thrones, and everyone comes into the bar to watch Game of Thrones every week. Like
they did that with
gone,
X-Men.
Man.
I was just about to say that. They did,
97?
yeah, they did that with X-Men 97.
Yep.
So my thing is, if companies or Disney decided, hey, we're not gonna release X-Men 97 at a Wednesday at 12 o'clock at night, let's do it on a Saturday at 11 o'clock. I think that can hit.
It could.
I think people are going to tune in for that because they're not going to want to get spoiled. So they're going to tune in and turn on Disney Plus at 11 o'clock. And I think things like in the anime world, like another show that's becoming like that you're actually in, you may have a small part in, but To Be Hero X is like that. It comes on Saturday, I think at like 7:30, 8:30, and people are tuning in. And I find it so dope that they're even giving fans the chance to interact with the show by going online and voting for their favorite heroes. So I think if they turn more into that and giving fan service, I think that will bring back the nostalgia of Saturday morning cartoon.
Oh, for real. I agree with that completely. Like, I think the whole binge model is awful. It should go away. There should be no binge model. Like, there's so many good pieces of media that come out that are just like, here's 12 episodes slopped on you. Go watch it all. And then people stop talking about it the second they're done watching it. Exactly. And then it has no longevity. That's like what people were arguing that's what happened with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean came out a couple of years ago, and they were just like, here's season 1. They just dropped the whole season 1 in like one weekend, and people talked about it until like Sunday.
Exactly, and
when
I
season
feel
2
like
came
that's
out, nobody watched it.
exactly, and I feel like that was a missed opportunity.
Absolutely.
But for also for Johnny Young Bosch new series Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry.
Because
Yeah.
Devil May Cry was awesome from the action to the animation to the music. My God, the music was just so impactful. And if that was released weekly,
Yep.
man, the buzz would have been that much bigger.
The buzz would have been so high, man. That's like you said, like 2B Hero X right now is big. But even when Arcane came out, they released it in three episode segments, which was like, I mean, even that's way better than a whole binge model. If they'd have released all 9 episodes at one time, it would have not been as big as it is. I guarantee that.
Yeah,
It's still a great show, but
yeah, they're both great shows, especially Arcane. Man, Arcane is easily in one of my top 3 shows of all time, especially the first season. I'm excited to see what they do after, because I heard there's a whole bunch of spinoffs coming. But now, speaking of all these different shows and roles, did you ever have a dream role, whether anime, video game, or anything like that in mind that you're still chasing, or do you feel like you're content with the roles that you've gotten now?
I would say neither, because it's like like I said, I've only been in the industry for like 5 years. I've never even thought about being a voice actor until like once the end time hit. But like I'm not content with what I'm doing right now either. I want to grow and do bigger stuff. But the only thing I've ever wanted was 2 things really. One, to be a character in One Piece, and I'm a character in One Piece, so we're on that. The only other thing I ever wanted to do, I want to be in Mass Effect. If a new Mass Effect comes out, I want to be in it. I don't care if I'm dude in the corner gets zapped by a laser or something. I just want to be in Mass Effect. That's like, I would do anything to be in Mass Effect. That's my favorite game series.
Don't they got a new one in the works?
They supposedly.
I think it's about time for that. I believe they got
Supposedly.
some type of media. I don't want to jump on my phone right now during the interview, but I'm pretty sure. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if it's a show, if it's a movie,
supposed to be a
or if
game.
it's a new game. Something right now is in the works for Mass Effect.
It's supposed to be a game, but it's been in the works since Andromeda.
But you got to understand these games nowadays, the way they're cooking. Man, look at GTA 6.
Yeah.
We still waiting for that,
I mean,
and that just got
that's
delayed
way
again.
too big though, and it got delayed again.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
if you think about it, a Mass Effect like GTA could be on a whole nother level where you have a whole universe of online players and stuff to interact with. That could be game breaking. And I always say we're due for 3 games will break the internet right now if they ever created. 4 maybe. Definitely a open world Marvel game. The Old Republic remake that they were supposed to do, if that ever comes out and is well done, a open world online type MMO type game, and a new DC Online, like more up to date, more modern. If they do any of those 3, because those are 3 huge franchises, and also if Pokemon ever makes its way to console,
if Pokemon ever did like just a full open world MMO or something like that, I don't know why. I can't tell you why Nintendo hasn't done that already.
that's what I'm saying. It's
Like,
such a missed opportunity.
I cannot understand how they haven't done that already.
That is such
Everyone wants that.
you talk about cash grab. If you really wanted to do a cash grab, think about all the DLC packs you can do, all the customizations you can do, whether you're letting people customize a Pokeball.
I was about to say that. Customize your Pokeball.
Yeah, or cut or put clothes on your Pokemons or whatever the case.
You can make your own
be.
team. Like, hey, forget Team
Or
Rocket.
characters.
We can make team whatever and
Go
just
to different
around,
gyms and battle it out, man.
Battle and stuff. Yeah.
It is such, and mind you, not just Nintendo. If Nintendo released it to Steam, Xbox, and PlayStation, it would crush the internet. It
Absolutely,
would be the number one video game in the world, guaranteed.
I mean, that's why Power World was even created, right? Because people were like, "Hey, we want Pokemon to do this," and they're like, "No, we want Pokemon to do this." Okay, well, we're gonna do it ourselves, and then, huh?
Yeah, that lawsuit came into play after that.
Came in real quick.
They
like,
seen they actually did it. They said, "Oh
came
wait,
in
y'all making
real
money?"
quick. They
Oh,
were like,
hold on.
Wait, pause, wait.
All right, so now these are the universal questions I ask all my guests on the show. We're gonna start with your top 3 animes of all time. Now, we can do animes of all time, or we could do your catalog specifically. Which one you want to do?
See, if you say just top 3 of all time, it's so subjective.
Yeah.
The only one that I agree is at the top of that list is Brotherhood. Like, Brotherhood's not even my favorite anime, but I think it's the best anime of all time.
But it is your opinion, and that's the only one that matters. So, matter of fact, let's do of all time because I'm excited to hear your list. What would be your top 3 animes of all time that you enjoyed personally?
I can't think of top 3 of all time right now. I'd say Brotherhood for sure is number 1. I would say just because of what it did for anime. I would say the safe answer of Cowboy Bebop, because that brought anime to the West basically. I mean, anime was in the West, but people weren't fucking with it until Cowboy Bebop dropped, and they were like, "Oh, this is something right here." And then I'll say a movie because of what it meant to me, and like when it brought me into anime was Akira. Like that's
a good list. I'm not even gonna lie, you can't go wrong with it. You got Cowboy Bebop and Brotherhood on there, which I personally feel Brotherhood is probably one of the best English dubbed animes of all time, along with like Dragon Ball, Naruto, et cetera. Like they're like the goats of dubbed anime. And let's speak about that real quick before we get into the next question. I know you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but on the internet they say that more and more people across the world, Crunchyroll actually, I don't know if it's co-owner or owner or CEO. I think the word was CEO they used. Crunchyroll CEO put out a statement, said more people are watching dubbed anime than any other country in the world, like on their platform. So is dubbed anime actually the new wave?
I think it can be. I think that, the whole dubs versus subs thing has been just like going on forever, and people have now just made up their own minds and don't bother with that nonsense anymore. But I think that as anime has continued to grow and reach more of an audience, then just naturally there's going to be more people watching dubbed anime. And like there's a lot of people like me, I started watching anime subbed, and I used to live in Japan, and I watched things just in the original J. So I still watch subbed because that's just what I've been used to my whole life. And like I'll watch a dub, but I'm not gonna go look for a dub. But I'm not the normal person. Normal people are just gonna be like, hey, I just want to go and watch this thing. Boop, turn it on, it's the dub. So yeah, I think just naturally there's more dub watchers now, and dubbing anime is going to be bigger and bigger going forward. Hopefully.
Yeah. Hey, man, I think it's a special thing, and I love to see it, to be honest. Now, my next question, universal question, is what is your Mount Rushmore of voice actors?
Of voice actors in general?
Yeah, in general. It could be your personal list. It could be your peers. You could go strictly your peers. You can go
Okay.
your legends. You could go people that inspired you or you admire. It's your
I'll
list.
I'll say so I have kind of I've never been one of those people that's like, oh, I love actors or like, oh, I love this person, I need to go get their autograph or anything. But since I've gotten into this industry, there's some that I've just been like that I've clocked and I'm like, this is someone I need to like emulate and do better with or something. So one, Deborah Wilson. Deborah Wilson is number one. Like, she is so passionate about everything she does, and like there are some voices that she comes out with and you're like, nah, that's not her, and it's 100% her. And she's just such a like a profound actor, and then her voiceover performances, you hear that in there and you're just like, damn, man, she's goated. Number two, Jennifer Hale, just because like I said, Mass Effect, like
Yeah,
Mass
she's
Effect
a
brought me to
goat.
Jennifer Hale, and I was just like, man, man, she is amazing too.
I
I'd
loved
say,
in Blood of Zeus. Did you check
oh
out
yeah, Blood of
her
Zeus
in
too.
Blood and
Yep.
Zeus?
Mm-hmm.
Blood of Zeus was amazing.
That's one of those underrated ones too. Like a lot of people didn't catch it, but like
Yeah, they gotta catch that, man. If y'all haven't seen
it's
Blood
cool.
of Zeus,
It's
check
for
that
real.
out,
It's for
man.
real
It's
cool.
fire.
I would say three for me. It would be Phil Lamar, because like Phil Lamar did. Growing up and listening to him throughout every damn thing, from Samurai Jack to fucking to
Static
Justice
Shock.
League to Static Shock to like he's been everywhere my whole life. So I'm like, man, I love this dude, man. Everything that he's in, he's doing like so much work and all this stuff. And then so who would be my fourth for the Mount Rushmore of all time? I would say it has to be. I don't know. I was gonna say like you could go the easy route and say like a Kevin Conroy because of Batman, and he's always been Batman. But then you can say Mark Hamill because of the Joker, and he's always been the Joker. But I'm like, I think those are too easy, and so like those I probably wouldn't say just because I wouldn't want to take the easy route out. But they're goats for sure. But I think, man, who would be my fourth? My fourth would be. Let me throw one of the homies out. There's somebody that I kind of started around the same time, I think, or at least when I started, I saw this person and I saw like everything that they like. They're in all these things. They're always making these strides and taking all these different roles and doing such a great job that I'm just like, I hit them up all the time and I'm like, hey man, how do you do this? How did you do this? Hey, can I hear you audition for this? Because I auditioned for it too, but I didn't get it. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure stuff out. And that's Luis Bermudez, if you know who he is.
Hey, shout out Luis, man. I'm
Luis.
actually scheduled to interview him soon. I had 2 scheduled interviews with him last week, and unfortunately, he went to LA and he was doing something, and we couldn't make it happen. And then when he scheduled one, my daughter had got sick or something like that, and I couldn't do the interview that day. But we're gonna get it, Luis, man. We're gonna link up, man. So that's pretty dope, man. Yeah, he's in some stuff, man.
He's in so much stuff, and I'm just like. And I'm like, I have so much respect for him, man. Like I just see him working. He's where I want to be. There's like, I can look and be like, oh, I want to work as much as like Phil Lamar does. I want to work and do all this stuff all the time. But I can pull that back and have a more realistic look at it and be like, look, hey, who are my peers and what are they doing? How hard are they working? I want to work as hard as him and get to where he's at, because he's doing the thing, and I'm like, I really feel like he would be to throw a homie up there. But yeah,
hey, that's a phenomenal list. I love it, man. Especially when your list means something to you. I love lists like that.
Yeah.
Now, this is the last list we're going to talk about before we get up out of here. What are your top 5 fictional characters of all time? You can
Come
go
on,
books,
man.
shows, movies, anime.
Come on, man. Hey, okay, so let's say, I'll keep it simple.
Can I take a guess? I'm pretty sure we're
Yeah.
gonna get somebody from Nickelodeon. Cause from this interview, man, you called out a lot of
I don't
Nickelodeon
know.
shows, man.
I don't know if I would say a Nickelodeon character.
All right, let me hear.
I'll say first. I was thinking about this the other day. My favorite color is orange, and I could never figure out why, but it's because growing up, I watched a lot of Ninja Turtles. We talked about that earlier. Michelangelo, his name is Michael. I was a kid, and I was like, "Hey, that's me. I'm a Ninja Turtle. My color's orange." And then I just was like, "Yeah, orange is the best color, actually."
Hey,
So-
man, big shout out.
so, yeah.
He's actually my favorite Ninja Turtle too.
Oh,
And
yeah?
for those who know the Last Ronin,
Oh yeah, Last Ronin was.
my
hey,
God,
man.
it's so good.
But
And
that's what I'm talking about. Anything could be good with the writing. Like I won't give spoilers for the Last Ronin because you should go and read it. But
hey, and they got a
like,
movie in the works
and they
right
got a
now,
movie in
rated
the
R.
work. Yep.
I can't wait.
So if you haven't read it already, you should. But yeah, like who would think that? Oh, I want a story about this. And they'll be like, no, like the rights holders would be like, no, this is awful. That's not going to happen. We're not doing that. That sounds terrible. That sounds like it's going to be scary for kids, blah, blah, blah. And it's fire. So like, yeah, anyways, but yeah, that's a tangent. Michelangelo, I would say. Like I said, I would say Darkwing Duck because that he was like, just, I don't know what's up with Darkwing Duck, but he's just like the duck version of Batman. And I was just like, yo, I love this character because he's goofy as shit, but he still like does stuff. And like, he's got the sidekicks like Gizmo Duck and everybody doing stuff and Launchpad. It was just a cool show that meant a lot to me as a kid growing up. I would say, in books, I read a lot of books. And, so there's this series called the Xanth novels, Xanth by Piers Anthony.
I don't think I read
like
it.
8 million books. He writes a lot of books on it. But there was this character that when you're growing up, you're thinking of who you're supposed to be and all this stuff and blah blah blah. So I read this book called The Dastard, and in this book there's this character. He goes by the name The Dastard, and he does all this stuff in the book. That's one of my the characters that stays in my head, that has been in my head for like so long. So I'd say that's probably one of my favorite fictional characters. Commander Shepard, spent so much damn time with Commander Shepard, and just I've played through Mass Effect the entirety probably 4 or 5 times. Like
Oh, that's really your joint.
Every single.
That's why you say you got to get into
I
Mass Effect.
Man, Mass Effect's my thing, man.
So you got one more.
See. I got one more. Damn. If I have one more, I would say I'm gonna take a whole turn on say Captain America, because growing up in the U.S., I would read all this stuff and I would see all these things and I was like, oh, this doesn't make sense. Why is this like this? Why is this country like this? Why is it? And then here comes Captain America like, hey, it shouldn't be like this. You're right, little kid. And I'm like, damn. And you read Captain America comics and he's doing all that. And you're just like, man, this is my hero, man. I love Captain America.
He's my favorite MC. He might not be my favorite Marvel comic character.
Yeah.
But he's my favorite MCU character.
Same MCU character.
I think Chris Evans portrayed him wonderfully.
Yep.
He had a great arc in the MCU, and he went out perfectly. Yeah. I'm kind of nervous because I heard he's coming back, so I don't want them to kind of mess up the character. So it's
the
like
MCU is just I don't know what they're doing, man. Since I think Endgame should have been the end game. And
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of agree with you, right? If they would have ended that arc right there, I don't think nobody else would have been mad. Don't get me wrong. I think we probably would have wanted more Marvel movies. But I think
But
they
with
could have
what we
rebooted the
got-
whole thing, or
Yeah.
just started off with the X-Men. Like they could have
I-
waited some time and then rebooted the MCU with
Yes.
the X-Men and did it.
That or it's just like the problem is another tangent. The problem with the MCU is that they got the studio heads and the CEOs and the corpos in the background got a big head and was like, we can just do whatever we want. This just prints money. And they just were like, oh, screw writers. We don't need writers. Just put characters on screen. Make money. Go.
They're actually trying to do
and it's
that right
been
now.
Garbage. It's all been garbage.
Yeah,
And
they're
so I'm like,
actually,
yeah.
as we speak, there's an article out right now that Kevin Feige is bumping heads with the CEOs because they want the X-Men to be less social
Yeah.
commentary, I think
Could
was
you-
the
do
word,
you under-
and more like big event. They wanted
Yep.
like a big event
Yep.
to bring people to the theaters. And what they don't know is that what makes X-Men 97 so good is the social commentary. Now, don't get me
That's what
wrong,
makes
it
X-Men
leaded
good,
to a big
period.
event.
Yes.
And I think that's how you build. You give us the character development, the
You
growth,
have to.
and everything like that. And man, they better not to drop the ball because X-Men
do.
is like how you are with Mass Effect. That's how I am with the X-Men. Like,
I mean, you should be. That's the thing though. It's like, I want to see all this stuff succeed because we grew up with this stuff, man. I would love to see it pop off and just be like, yo, this is the greatest movie of all time. Yo, Wolverine movie comes out. This is the new greatest movie of all time. And then a Psylocke movie comes out. Yo, this is the new greatest movie. Like we should be excited about every piece of media that comes out from them. But these people are just like, no, just put face screen, money make for me. Good job. And they don't understand anything that's going on. They're just like, number go up, money make for me, and that's it.
yeah,
It don't work.
It's just a machine at this point.
It's just a machine, man.
It's just a machine
slop.
at this point, and I think they need to put more care and and let the writers be them. Give writers and the directors, you gave them money to do a job, let them do their job and stop intervening in some of the work. And I promise the product will come out with quality. But this is the end of the episode. Heroes, villains, we had a blast. Mike Smith, thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Are there any upcoming conventions or projects you're able to talk about?
I've still never been to a convention. That's actually one of my.
What? Oh, we got to get you to one.
I've
We
never been
got
invited,
it, man. Hey, you got to get to one, man. That's
been
where it's
invited.
at.
That's one of my like voiceover goals, I guess. Get invited to a convention. Got to get something like that just to go experience one as a guest. But I got some games coming out this year too. Watchtower is an expansion for Starfield that just came out today. So if you play Starfield, I'm in that. But then I've got a couple games coming out.
Don't say nothing. You can't talk about it. NDAs.
I'm not going. But I think they'll be this year. So I'll pop off on that. But just follow me on socials and you'll see what I'm doing. But I don't have anything else. I got a bunch of anime that I'm in right now, so just keep watching anime, man. Just come watch anime with me.
Definitely, man. Let people know where to follow you at on social media
yeah.
or where to come watch anime with you.
Yeah, I'm on every social media, minus Twitter, obviously, at King Low Tier. Every social media, that's me. So if you see that, just jump on, hit me up, follow. And I don't know, I'm thinking of like doing something to make some more content or whatever, or like have people like, we could do some anime watch togethers or reactions or like talk about it and stuff. But I haven't figured out how I want to do that yet. So give me some ideas if y'all want to do that.
Hey, that'd be amazing. And you're more than welcome to come back on the show anytime you want.
For sure.
And also, all links will be in the description below. Heroes, villains, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video in the comments. Let us know who would you like to see next on the show. And let us know which one of Mike Smith's favorite one of the characters is your favorite role. And don't forget, the more you like, comment, and subscribe, the better your chances are on winning a Nintendo Switch 2. We will pick a winner at the milestone of 5K. Big shout out to our last winner for winning the PS5, BK Numbers. Thank you so much for your love and support. And as always, make sure you love yourself, pass that love on, and love others. And if nobody told you so, just know your boy love you. Fleaboy Jetson, voice of the heroes, signing out.
Sing it with me.